Hello everybody, I'm Lexi.
And I'm Tori.
And today we're going to be talking to you about what it is like to audition for a Disney character performer or to go to a Disney college program audition. First we're going to talk about preparing for the audition. How did you prepare?
I lived very close to my audition place, so I just woke up in the morning and I put on very little makeup. I wanted to look very natural so that they could really see what I look like. And then I put on very comfortable clothes. I put on a V-neck, a sports bra, and yoga pants, and tennis shoes.
Tennis shoes.
Mm-hmm. And then I drove to the audition that morning because I was very close.
How far away do you think you lived?
An hour.
So if the audition was at 10, what time did you leave your house?
I think we left at 6:30 or 7.
And you got there an hour before, right?
Mm-hmm. So I got there an hour before, and I met some girls, and I sat with them out front and talked to them before the doors opened. Fun fact: we were at the same audition, and we did not.
Didn't know it.
See each other.
We were. I'm sure we saw each other. But
I don't remember you.
No.
Okay, your turn.
There was 300 people there. I lived 3 hours away. We auditioned in Phoenix. So, Phoenix, Arizona. I lived in Yuma, Arizona. So I was a couple hours away. I think the audition was at 11. I think that's what time our audition was because I remember I got there at 10:30. I got there really late, so I was a very high number. I did full stage makeup because I'm a dancer. If you don't know what that is, it's okay. Don't worry about it. So I did full stage makeup, and I was in a leotard, tights, and spandex, and then I had on my ballet flats. I got there late. Not really late. I got there half an hour early, but it was still already well into the 200s, the numbers. Checked in and just kind of hung out, stretched, smiled, tried to make friends. Don't be that person who doesn't talk to anybody while
you have to talk to people. They watch you. They want people with good personalities.
Watch you like a hawk.
There was one lady that I noticed that walked around in a very professional outfit with a little clipboard when we weren't supposed to be doing anything and just kind of watched us. And they're there. They're watching you. That's what I have to say.
They're always watching you. Game on the second you walk in the door.
Lexi is a dancer, and she made it to the character program. I am not a dancer, but I also made it, you see. So you don't have to be a dancer. You should still go if you're not a dancer because I am the opposite of a dancer.
Tori's the most coordinated person you'll ever meet.
And here I am. So
there she is. So, all right. Checking in. Okay, so you check in. You turn. Most auditions, every audition I've been to, except for the college program audition, has required you to bring a headshot and a resume. So you'll form a fancy little line around the room, and they'll have you check in at a table. You turn in your headshot and resume if it's required, which it usually is, unless you're at the college program audition.
I didn't bring one. Tori
didn't bring one. I did, and I asked them not to laugh at it because the resume was so bad. Because I'm 19 and I have no experience. But so you hand it in. They give you your number. They have you type on this little iPad where you're from, your zip code, your name. They'll take your height, stand tall. And that's basically it until everything starts. So then, once everyone's checked in, they'll group you up. I think we were in groups of 50 or 60. Mm-hmm. They'll teach you maybe 2 8 counts of marching. Literally the easiest thing you'll do in your life.
I don't know what 8 counts means, but I was able to do it well, I think. And it was really easy.
So yeah, they'll do that, and then they'll take you in by group, and they will literally cut the room in half. Cut the amount of people that they have in half.
There was a really big cut after the first dance.
Huge cut.
During the first dance, if you mess up, I would say just smile the whole... Act like you meant to do that.
Throw some winks in there.
Make eye contact. I made eye contact with the guy at the end, and it was a little bit awkward, but I'm here. So.
Everything is a show. Put on a show. Mm-hmm. Do it. So they'll cut you in half. Then you will go, if you make it, you will go into the second round. If you don't make it, don't be discouraged. Doesn't mean that you're not right for the company. It just means now's not your time.
They might not need your height range. They might not need...
I've been to at least 16 Disney auditions. At least. I asked, how many times do I audition, like, in a month? A lot. I still go to auditions when I'm here and I never get callbacks. So really, just keep going. Be persistent, because I had been to five Disney auditions before I even got a callback for this one. So, but Tori, this is your first one?
This is my first and only audition.
See? So look at that. You never know.
Never.
So don't be discouraged if you get cut. It's okay. Life goes on. Doesn't mean you're not pretty. It doesn't mean you're not a good person. After the first cut, they will teach you a more difficult dance.
Substantially more difficult. This dance is not a joke.
I thought it was pretty simple. I'm a dancer. Tori, how did you feel about it?
I just smiled the whole time.
And here she is.
I took all the wrong steps, and I was like, yep, that's what I meant to do. And we'll see what okay, we'll get into that later. They do a harder dance that I failed miserably at.
So right now we're up to 2 dances. This is
You're
second
at
dance.
2 dances, and you've already had a cut. And then they did, they wanted to see your animating skills, which is basically you,
act like a fool.
Yeah, you really go all out. So what I was expecting when I went to this audition, because I went and looked at vlogs just like this one for it, and I was expecting them to tell me to do something like plant a tree or build a snowman or
and
wash
you know
a
what?
car.
I was at an audition a couple months before where they asked us to plant a tree. So
yeah, that's what I was ready for.
That is a thing.
But this guy, he goes, act like you just walked into Adventureland.
No.
Go.
Here's what he said. He said, a door pops up in front of you. Go through the door, and you're in Adventureland. Pick a character, be any character, bust through the door like that character, and do what that character would do. And that was it.
And I was so lost. I ended up being Captain Hook and getting stuck in the tiki room. Yeah.
Oh.
I know, can you imagine? I was Captain Hook stuck in the tiki room. I don't know if they got that. That's what I was going with.
And then they said, now a door is going to pop up, and you're going to end up in Adventureland.
That's what I said.
And if you haven't been to the parks in a while, that's confusing, so do your research.
She means Frontierland.
There was Frontierland
I already
and
said
Adventureland.
Adventureland.
Oh, then yeah. So if you don't know what Frontierland or Adventureland is, you should probably do your homework. Maybe they might not ask you to do that.
They kind of go over it a little bit. They told us like the kinds of things you would find in each of those lands.
I don't remember that. I just remember being totally beside myself. I
was really upset about it.
Indy. I did Indy because I cracked my whip and there was like a ball behind me and I was like, oh my god. And I also did Jack Sparrow because he does this a lot and I think that's hilarious. And that's very distinct. Recognizable. I was gonna say distinctible, but I don't know if that's a word. So yeah, that's what I did.
That's what we did.
So you will probably spend like 45 minutes to an hour just learning the dance and the 2 animation. And during the animation, they play music, so it's not like awkwardly like pantomiming to each other, dead silent.
But you're gonna want to you're gonna look like a moron, and you're just gonna have to. Accept
if you don't look
that
like a moron, you're gonna get cut.
Yeah, you have to just you are 3 years old and you are playing pretend, and that is what you have to do. They say it's like you're playing charades with a 5-year-old, so you have to be really crazy about everything so that they'll get it.
And just keep in mind, if you get a character performer job, you might not always be in a costume where tiny movements are readable, so they want to see that big movements are readable and that your storyline will get across no matter what you're wearing. Just keep that in mind. After you go through... Did you have something else to say?
No.
After they go through all that, they kick everyone out of the room and they take you in groups of 5.
And in groups of 5, you line up in front of...
Numerical order.
Yeah, in front of the guy or girl, whoever you get. And you do the dance twice.
You'll switch lines each time.
Mm-hmm. And you'll do your animation just once. And then they call your number and ask you to stay.
Do you have any stories about how your dance went?
My dance was awful. My dance was so bad.
My shoe came off in my dance. Fun fact. There was like...
Did you just keep going?
I just kept going. There was like 2 8 counts leading up to the actual dance, and I kind of wanted to show them I'm a dancer. So I did this thing where you bring your leg up here, and I let my leg go, and my leg was still up there, and my shoe just snapped. So I took my shoe off, and I did my entire audition with one shoe on. Keep going.
That didn't happen to me. I just messed the whole thing up. I got so nervous because I knew I wasn't good at the dance, and it made it worse. And so I just danced.
I also with one shoe
I would
on.
say this is the most vital thing in the whole audition.
This is your winner. This is it. This is gold.
If all else fails, make sure you smile the whole time. You're auditioning for Disney.
Yeah.
Then
After you dance an audition.
Okay, so then they either call your number or they don't. But if they don't call your number and they send you home, it does not necessarily mean you were cut. And everyone's like, oh, yes, it does. They're just being easy on us. But no, because I know of girls that were there that went home at that point that have now told me that they were accepted. So.
And we are friends with.
Yes.
So.
My number was called.
My number was also called.
So we both stayed for different reasons. At that point, after people went home and everyone had gone through their groups of 5, they basically asked me to stop dancing and pulled me into another room. But Lexi was not asked to stop dancing. She was asked to continue.
I was not. They said, put your shoe back on and stick around a little longer. The thing with auditions is it's a lot of waiting. Bring food, bring a book, bring your iPad, bring your charger. Do not forget the charger. And be patient. Do not have something to do in 3 hours at the time of your audition. If your audition is at noon and you have to be somewhere at 3, cancel something. Either don't go to the audition or cancel whatever previous.
Because one of those things isn't going to
work out. One of
them
isn't going to work. So have a full day to yourself. You got called to a different room and...
I got called to a different room to take pictures, profile, in each side.
I got called to a different room. They asked us to do the second dance again, and they went through everything. They went through, like, placement of hands, and if your hand was like this or like this, they just fine-tuned everything, and they cut, like, 5 or 6 people after that, and then they taught us a completely new dance, which was actually Festival of Fantasy, which is Day Parade at Magic Kingdom. They taught us that, and the choreographer, Gene, Uncle Gene, he calls himself that, don't know why. Sorry, Uncle Gene, if you're watching this. He said, here's the dance, I'm going to show it to you. He did it. He broke it down once and then said, all together, we're all going to do it. And we all were like, OMG, can we not? And then we did it as a group once, and then he said, numbers this through this, go do it, it's your turn to audition. So that was super frantic, a little bit crazy. I don't think I've ever really been that stressed out in my life. Cut some people, did the dance again, cut some more people. There was probably 15 of us when I left, and we all left as a group. So that was the end of that. Yeah.
I was pulled with 4 other girls to take pictures, and literally we just took the pictures and left, and that was it.
Yeah. So, and I've also been to a cruise line audition where one girl got cut in the first round, and she ended up getting, she worked on a cruise. So really, it doesn't matter where you get cut. It's just they might be at a point where they've seen everything they need to see, and they know whether you're hireable or not. And getting cut early is actually kind of a good thing because they really know what they want, and if you're it, you're it, and if you're not, at least you know.
And you didn't waste your time.
You did not waste your time because there's nothing worse than spending 6 hours in an audition room to find out that you're not what they want.
I would say just go in and be super confident and be super bubbly. Be very likable.
And if you're not a dancer, do not be stressed out by the girls who have their legs up to here.
It does stress you out. You can't help it.
Don't freak out about it because if you're at a character performer audition, they don't care where your leg goes.
Yeah, because not very often do I ever do that. Or need to do that or want to do that.
So that is a Disney character performer audition. It's also a college program audition. I personally have auditioned for cruise lines, Disney college program, Disney character performer. We have an audition for Tokyo coming up, so we'll post about that. I did an acting and a singing audition. So if you have any more questions about different types of auditions, you can send us a comment, an email. I don't know how this works. You can get in contact with us, and we'll make another video, or we will directly answer your question.
I would just comment it. That's what I would comment.
I'm sorry, I really like to email, so shoot me an email. I'll respond. Yeah, so that's it.
Thanks for watching.
Catch you on the flip.
I'm never going to do that again.